Alright, homesteader family, so I'm at the highest point of my property, or of the property I might be getting, which is 9420 for elevation, 9,420 feet. So basically I am somewhere right in here on the dead center part of the property on that range. I've got you can see that cut stream going through, and that's this stream right there. So if I held the paper right, it'd be like this. So here's the stream and it cuts in this way. And then that's the back of the property line. I don't know if it will focus enough to show the fence. And then down this way, if you look on here, that white square box area is where the home building site is. And so basically there's my truck right through those trees. So if I come down here a little bit, get the trees out the way, there's my truck right there. And then here's that big aspen grove there. So see, if I built anywhere up here on the bluffs, then I would see people's houses. So there's one house right there. There's another house right there. There's that big house there. You have these houses here. You had that red roof gleaming over there, which my property, I own the property includes most of this mountain too. And then it goes over into that finger link. Let's see, where is it at? My phone would focus right there. So the couple trees that you see right there on the mountainside is basically right here on the property, and then finger links over to the other main road. So basically, as soon as my phone focuses, so it would go from these trees up over, and I have access on the main road right past their fences and right on the other side of this mountain. So I definitely won't have a road coming from that road for sure, because I would have to come over this mountain, down the valley, up over this one, down over, around the trees, down to where the pond is, to where my truck is. So that would just be way too much work. But anyhow, down at the pond, it's nice and beautiful. The only part is I don't get the snow-capped peaks. So I'm gonna go figure out somewhere down here in this valley where I don't have to worry about seeing anybody's house and nobody seeing me. And I'll be more secluded down in the trees, less wind and things like that. So I just want to give you guys an overview of what the property would look like. Right here is that driveway we came in, so my property line is right there. It goes along that fence. That fence comes all the way to there. And then my property line shoots across, goes up over that mountain, and then finger links that way, and goes down here to, let's see, almost the end of the creek bed. So I'm not 100% sure. See, I own this whole ridge, so we might as well walk over the ridge. I tried to get a picture of the deer. I had a bunch of deer up here on the ridge, but as soon as I walked up out of the trees and over the hill, of course they took off before I could get the camera. So that was awesome to see a group of deer. I've been told the hunting's really good here. I'm not a hunter. So what I would do is probably buy corn, since it's cheap, and put a couple pans out here and there throughout the week just to get more deer and everything on the property, because there's nothing like seeing wildlife in your own backyard. So let's see. I'm over here on this one. Let's see. Trying to figure out just from the markings. So if we had that house there, property line goes. Okay, so my property line goes almost over to that house. I hate my phone not focusing, but my property line right here on that corner basically goes up, and then there's a house. So my property's up over top of that hill. Come on, phone, focus. I don't want to focus. I don't know why. So anyhow, if it goes up over by that way, and I can see the trees there on the mountainside, then my line should come down through here, and I should hit part of that valley ridge. So let me figure this one out for a second. See, I gotta try to look at the trees on this paper and match the trees to what's down in the valley, so I can figure out, you know, what I'm looking at and things like that. So that guy has a cluster of trees. Okay, so there we go. That big cluster of trees is the cluster of trees right there on the map. So my property line will be over this way from that cluster of trees, and it goes down and crosses the stream where there's a bunch of trees on the creek bed. Okay, so all those trees that are on the other side of the ridge line is on the paper. So my property line runs on the other side of that creek bed all the way to almost where all those trees are on the ridge line. So my property line stops, it looks like 50 feet or so, or not even 50 feet. I want to say like 20 feet maybe, if even that. But my property line crosses the stream, and the trees are on the other side of the ridge bank and adjacent from my property. So my property corner is diagonal from those trees. So it will run across the stream, come up, and then from this side of the stream, it will come up this way. So now, what we're going to try to do is figure out exactly, from looking at the property line on top of this ridge, where my property cuts over, or where my possible property could cut over. So if we come up here, now it's starting to get a little windy, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But so we're basically, that big tree right there, my property line runs right through it. So my property line should come right through here, if I'm looking at this right, which I'm pretty good from the military teaching me maps and everything like that on how to figure things out. And actually, I am wrong. That's just another tree on my property. So we've got to come over, because here's my road here. That road is on my property right past those two trees. About 40 feet out from the trees is my property line that runs. And as I'm looking at this, the middle of my property line should overlook another body of water. So let's go over here and check out the other body of water, and I can figure out my property line hopefully from there. So I was one ridge cap off. So I own all this ridge cap. I own half of this ridge cap. I was one off. So many ridge caps. But anyhow, so basically, if I get over here halfway on this ridge cap, we can go ahead and see. But basically, I own a lot of mountain. So it's it would be 49.99 acres. So basically 50 acres. But with all these ridge caps and the sides of the mountains, you actually get a whole lot more land. And that's why I bought the land that I have already, because that's all I could afford when I lost everything. And I found out also that you gain a lot more land when the land comes up and drops down, comes up and drops down, and everything like that, because it's in a square flat formation on what they estimated at, and that's it. Okay, so here we are on the next ridge cap, and we should be finding the pond somewhere soon. And guess what? I'm wrong again. So many ridge caps. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. I'm telling you, this map is so small and it doesn't show how many ridge caps, but I see property stakes. So guess what? I don't have to worry about mapping it out myself, because I think I just found property stakes on where my property line is. So this is hopefully the ridge cap that I am supposed to be on. So let's look at what this shows. So this is one stake, there's two stakes, there's three stakes. Oh, there goes deer. I don't know if you saw that. You can see that white butt running right there. Hey, mama deer, where y'all going? They don't know where they're going. Okay, so this looks about right. So right here is the double trees, right there. And my property line comes right through my road, my driveway, and comes all the way up here. So this looks approximately right from what I can tell on this map. The only thing I would say is we're right here in the center by that body of water, because that body of water, you can't see it now, but when I walk from this ridge cap over, the body of water is there. So this is halfway on my property line, and I got red ants biting me. So I must have stepped on an ant's nest or something. But anyhow, so this is my halfway property line, and it goes down to that creek. So I'm not going to walk down there, but basically, if you take this marker going down to the creek bed, I will own that creek bed all the way up over top that mountain to where it finger links over, and then I own all this, and then follow that property or that pin up over those trees. So it's kind of cool to see everything laid out this way. I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a bit of a long video, but once again, here's the views, and here's what the property looks like. Houses all over the place. If I was to build on the ridge, which I don't want to. So I'm gonna go down back to the pond where my truck is, try to find a building site, and figure out where would be the best way to build where I can have the best solar, because this whole ridge, this is south over here, so this whole ridge will block the sun, so I gotta figure out something. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Live happy, live free. That's the only way to be.